You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with John, Alex, and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like the Goop Podcast. You have been warned.
I love how the stream deck just has a thing that says come. She didn't do it because of the podcast. She did it because of the actual song.
No, she did. She did it. She did it because of the actual because of the actual song. She knew the song at that time. She was like, back in the day we used it, and I was like, yeah, back in the day. And she's like, back in the days when I was young. But she didn't have the God damn it world.
You should have just said that to her. I'm like, God damn it world. Hey everybody, guess what? It's Hey Pal, What's New? I'm Greg, and that's John Alex over there.
And listen, Tolly, I said I had new underwear. I didn't say I was wearing new underwear. These are like 4 days old, so don't worry. They're going right into a Ziploc bag and then a parcel post to your house.
That's right. Besides all the other stuff that we do, we are now selling our underwear.
Buy John Alex's underwear, and if you want pictures of my fungus toe, that's $20 a pick.
It's $5 for a swipe test pass, $10 for a swipe test fail.
That's right.
I actually had one. I actually did a swipe test, and I was like, why does it smell like a fish market? Jesus Christ.
I hate that. Yeah. And it's always like in that guy. It's always for me on the left-hand side between my balls and my leg.
Why is it? Okay, viewers, by the way, we did our whole intro thing. Why is it that the left side of the swipe is always worse?
Oh, I have
it's
no
worse,
idea.
Right? It feels a little different on the left side, and I got ball spray, I'm spraying all that stuff. It's just like, it's usually 24 hours before the swipe test pass gets we get to about like C- territory.
Yeah.
But like, yes, I'm like, it was the right, and I was like, all of a sudden you hear it was like back to Boston. I'm like, oh God, why does it smell like a fish market? Yeah, so it's Sunday night. Hey, look, the reason we're a little bit late is because we just recorded some content for the Patreon.
That's right.
You might be wondering, hey, you fuckers just celebrated your 100th episode. Why is it 102? Should it be? Well, it's just like episode 69. Where did it go? Where did episode 101 go? It went on the Patreon. Yeah. So we did a little deep dive into Depeche Mode. So if you're into Depeche Mode, you're into us, and you want us to, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, you can get that exclusive video. It's not long. It's like 30 minutes or so, 35. But we got deep into Depeche Mode. You get to hear some stuff that we don't talk about on the podcast. And it's exclusive for just our patrons. So,
my wife was on the pottery wheel before, and she was listening to, like, she had my headphones on, and I walk over, and she's like, pause it, because her hands are all filled with clay.
Yeah.
So I go to pause it, and I realize she's listening to episode 99.
Oh.
She's like, I already listened to episode 100. And I was like, oh, so you listened to episode 99? She goes, yeah. She goes, what are you doing? Looking there going, oh, great, there's going to be a fight later. I was like, no, you heard 100. You heard Greg and I aren't as vulgar as we were in the early days.
Yeah.
I was like, so,
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, just pop your head in later if you want.
Yeah, of course. We always like visitors,
Yeah.
It's definitely
we had a visitor during episode 101.
Yeah, that's right. And who it was, you never know.
Yeah. You never know who's going to walk through the studio.
That's right. So, yeah. So let's just start it off, even though we did do a little warm up there. What's new with you there?
Oh, boy.
Life
dude.
Aquatic.
my family is Life Aquatic. That's right. My family has given me so much shit about what happened to me at the grocery store the other day.
Oh, what did you do?
So look, I stop on my way home to get stuff to make chili.
Okay.
I will say, with the exception of Manny, who apparently doesn't like chili, he also doesn't like beans and rice, but whatever. When I make chili, I make a little extra because Xander will eat it for days.
Oh, okay.
So will Kate. So everybody will eat it for days, whether they're like, oh, I'm going to take like a tortilla,
throw some chili in there with some Fritos and some cheese and some sour cream, make a nice Frito chili cheese wrap.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I was like, you know what? It's easy to make. It's a quick, easy recipe. Maybe someday I'll pop it up on the Patreon. My chili recipe. I'll share it on the Patreon.
I'll put that up there with the Uncle Greg's Satan Buffalo dip.
Oh, nice. Oh, we should.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm walking through the store and I'm like, you know what? I got to get some spices. I know we have stuff at home, but I'm never. You know how you're like, I know I have that, but I don't know if I have that. So I'm in the spice aisle, and now there's all these people in the fucking spice aisle. I don't understand why.
My spice.
And there's one lady, my spice is, she has her cart on one side, and she's on the other. So nobody can really kind of get through.
Okay.
And I'm standing there looking at the spices, and I'm like, and this lady's down the aisle, and she's like standing there, and I look at her, I was like, I feel like I'm totally in the way, but I don't know. I don't know where to stand to be out of the way. And she's like, oh, don't worry about it. And she's a little bit older than us. I'd say maybe, I'm 51, you're 52. She was probably like
late 50s, mid 50s.
Late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
Not grandma. Anyway, I digress.
Grandma.
So I'm looking, and then like she comes over, and I go, I don't know where to move, and she's like, oh, don't worry about it. I was like, I'm just looking for spices. Like, but my problem is like I feel like this store never has anything. I was like, you've got this section of spices, and half the slots are empty.
Now, which grocery store would this be?
This would be the ShopRite on Route 82 in Hopeless Junction.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Used to be the A&P over there. So I'm like, I was like, I just need two things. I was like, there's chili powder. Okay, I got chili powder because there's two spices I use in my chili powder. And I was like, and the other thing I need is cumin, but I don't see any. And she's like, oh, well, I have a friend who's a chef, and he says it doesn't really matter whether you get, like, the cheap brand stuff or, like, the name brand stuff.
How dare you?
There's not a huge difference between, like, McCormick and the store brand stuff. And I was like, I just need cumin. I was like, I know I probably have some at home, but here's what's going to happen. If I don't get some, I'm not going to have any at home. If I get some, then I'll have some at home, and I'll just have extra now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, my girl's on there. Hey, you answer the question there, sweetheart. Spices, does it make a difference? McCormick versus
Badia.
Medea.
No, not Medea, Badia. So the woman just I was like, if I get some, I know I'll have some at home, but if I don't get any, I'm going to get home and there's not going to be any in the closet. And she goes, well, I have plenty at my house. You can come get some from me. And I was like, yeah, but I feel like I have some at home, so I guess I'll just roll the dice and take my chances.
Okay.
I was like, but it just makes me crazy because I'm not going to buy the organic shit. Oh, sorry. I'm not going to buy the organic shit because to me, it's not worth the money for the, it's all the same, she said.
Okay.
It's not worth it to buy like the really expensive organic shit. And, if I have to, I'll run back out somewhere. I was like, so I'm just going to take my chances. And I start to walk out there. She goes, well, I have some at my house if you need some. I got plenty.
Oh, my God.
And I leave. And my daughter, I said to Mila, I was like, it was a really weird exchange. And she goes, Dad, she was hitting on you.
Oh.
I was like, no, she wasn't. And she goes, Dad, she wanted to bone you.
Yeah. Hey, man. And, we are.
And now my wife I just said, I was like, was she asking me to come over her house for some cumin or some cumin?
Yeah. I was gonna hit the.
Back in the days when I was young.
Damn it, girl. Do you remember when we used to go to house parties and we would steal their spices?
Yeah.
And we always stole the cumin because it was like coming. How many? I was just gonna mention it. It was like you probably. My girl says I buy what's on sale pretty much. Yeah, we've been known to go to like Job Lot and get some.
Well, and that's what the woman said. She's like, well, you can go to Job Lot. They have great spices there. And I was like, I know, but you can always come to my house. I got plenty.
Oh, right away. She was hitting on you. Definitely. I had that.
And my wife's like, is it your hair? Because I got a haircut. And my wife's like, it's the haircut. And I was like, but I literally look like this.
Yeah.
Like I am now. I think I was wearing the same shirt, and it was last week. This shirt, this hat, I looked exactly like this. I'm like, why is this fucking...
Maybe she was into fishermen. I don't know. Maybe she did the swipe test and was like, I could go for a fisherman.
Next stop, the frozen food. Gordon's Fisherman. He's right here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always been the same way. I'm oblivious. You can even ask my girl over there. Like, she was dropping hints like mad, and I'm just like, duh, all right. I'm getting a little better. I mean, earmuffs, honey. When I went to get my earmuffs, when I went to get my blood drawn, the woman there, she was dare I say, a BBW? She had this
wait, time out.
What?
BBW Big Beautiful Woman or BBW Big Black Woman?
No, it's Big Beautiful Woman.
Okay.
She had these like weird. She looked like she's been through the ringer. And she's
She looked like Divine. Got it.
Yeah, so she had like weird. And she was taking my blood, and then afterwards she was just like, talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. It's like early in the morning. I fasted. I'm just like, just let me get out of here so I can go back to work and like eat a sandwich. She took the blood, and then she was like, okay, you're all done there, sweetheart. She's like, have a good, come by and stop by any time, and you can hang out with me. And I'm like, why would I go to a fucking LabCorp?
BBC BBW Pog.
Yeah. Oh, gotta love a fat ass white girl. That's what.
That's what Pog stands for.
Yeah, it's fat ass white girl. Yeah, and I was just like, wait, did she just hit on me? No, the fuck toy cannot. No, the fuck you cannot. Yeah, I'm not going to LabCorp to hang out with a freaking vampire. But I'm just saying about Oblivious. I was just like, was she hitting on me? I guess she was.
You know what I think it is? I just don't see myself as like attractive to anyone. So why would anyone hit on me?
Exactly. I feel the same way. But
anyway,
yeah,
I just thought that was a funny story. My wife keeps giving me shit too. Every now and then she'll be like, "Oh, do you need to go get some spices?"
Oh yeah. I mean, my girl. I guarantee she's gonna be going to Peekskill finding that bitch and beating the shit out of her. My girl, freaking, she don't play. Anyway, but
that's my big story for the week.
Get hit on in the spice aisle.
That's right.
Me, no.
It's like Dune. Spice is the spice of life.
Spice. Well, who's running? Oh, that's
he who runs spice runs the world.
Isn't that a? What did she? What did she say on there? I love my sexy bear daddy.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. As far as what's new with me, nothing real. I mean, I was supposed to have my kids this weekend, but they bailed on me. So.
Oh, motherfuckers.
Cute cats in the cradle.
Kids in the cradle and the silver spoon.
Now, actually, Zoe was really busy. She's been she was the stage manager for the high school play, and then the middle school was like, "Hey, could you do it for us too?" And she's like, "I guess." So she got roped into that. So that poor kid, but she's so busy. But she got her first college acceptance up in New Hampshire.
Okay.
She got accepted with a scholarship.
She's going to go up there and hang out with never mind.
And she'll be out in there, Nash Vegas.
Oh.
Manch Vegas or whatever it is. Manchester. Yeah, so I was super excited about that. Super proud of her. Other than that, really, it's been kind of a chill weekend, man. Chill. Like I said, I did watch a lot of movies and a lot of TV. So not a lot of movies.
I watched some movies.
You watched some movies? You watched some TV? I watched some TV.
For those of you listening, I watched some movies that are not yet released that I'm going to do some spoiler-free reviewing of. I got some screeners this week, so I don't know that I can talk content so much as I'm just going to talk about my feelings on the movies.
Well,
what I thought of them.
If we're going to be super fancy now that we have SAG screeners, the embargo has not lifted yet, so non-spoiler only.
Where's my camera? I got the Ferrari screener.
So yes, you got a couple of those.
And I got the Wonka screener.
Wonka.
So I'll be talking about both those movies.
Look at this. We're like professionals now. We get early screenings and, embargo lifts and stuff like that. They still make Ferraris. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. After watching this movie, Justin, I don't know why.
Spoiler alert, they still make Ferraris, and spoiler alert, none of us can afford it.
That's right. I can't.
But yeah, before we get into all that stuff, how about we hit some of that news action? John, you got any news? I want to play a game. Yikes.
Ooh. Rest in peace to Ryan O'Neal.
Yes. Ryan O'Neal, which we had to look up.
Yeah. No, I didn't have it. Ryan O'Neal's one of those actors that you see him and like, oh, that's him. He's in this and he's in that. But most people, his daughter, who is, what the frig is her name?
Tatum
O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in a long-time relationship twice over with Farrah Fawcett.
Yes, and we all know Tatum O'Neal from one of our favorite movies, which Talk about a patron. We should definitely get into a deep dive of Little Darlings.
Oh, Little Darlings.
Get old Tatum O'Neal.
Take him to the boathouse, Randy. Take him to the
Randy.
boathouse. Every time I get a student named Randy, I'm like, and Randy? And he goes, here. And I go, take her to the boathouse, Randy. Take it. I do it. I clap and I go, take her to the boathouse, Randy. Take her to the boathouse. And he goes, what? And I go, nothing.
Oh, man, that movie.
My wife loves that movie.
My wife.
Speaking of my wife, is she all covered in clay? Yes. You don't have to whisper, honey. You can talk. We were just talking about Ryan O'Neal, who passed away, and his daughter Tatum O'Neal, and we're gonna someday have to do a deep dive on.
Darlings.
We're gonna have to do a deep dive on Little Darlings. And I was saying how whenever I get a student named Randy, I just go, Randy, take her to the boathouse, Randy.
Never gets that.
Randy.
Nobody ever does.
Nope.
Okay.
Only the three of us and Pete Sullivan are the
That's
only
right.
people who get that one. Because he's the one who started with it.
Some other person out there that gets it, but you know.
I'm sure.
He was the dad in Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that Oscar-winning freaking classic.
We did our Depeche Mode 101 episode.
Oh.
It's gonna be on the Patreon only though.
Okay.
Got to pay for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's right. First time's free. Next time you got to pay a little extra.
Yeah, we talked about all the sex we've had to Depeche Mode. Greg told Mila that she was probably conceived to it, and I said, "There's no, there's no radio in the shower."
I was gonna say, there's no music in the shower.
See, you think I make this shit up?
Well, you don't listen to music when you're in the shower?
No,
My kids always listen to music in the shower.
I do
That's it.
sometimes. Just I
That's
don't.
also like before fucking, this fancy shit too.
This is true. This is true.
I used to bring a box radio, put it on the toilet, and play music in the bathroom.
I like to sit in the tub with a toaster, but that's something else.
I prefer a
The
curling
beginning
iron.
of 2006.
What's that?
That's at like the beginning of 2006.
Yeah,
Where we
Yeah.
have like with the dial and shit.
That's right.
that's pretty good. She pulled out 2006. That's Ultra.
Yeah, that's Ultra. We were talking about Ultra, the album Ultra from Depeche Mode. Well, anyway, we don't want to
Anyway,
spoil
sorry.
that.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah,
You,
we
you
get
going
that.
upstairs?
No, I'm just waiting for the glaze to dry.
Patrick Swayze's cleaning himself up right now.
That's right. She just did that moan like,
R.I.P.
oh, Patrick Swayze.
Dude, they're freaking remaking Roadhouse?
They already made it. It's going to go
What?
direct to Amazon. We talked about it last week.
That's fucking bullshit.
Jake Gyllenhaal and
What?
I think Conor McGregor's in it too.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Who was supposed to be the Patrick Swayze? Jake
Uh,
Gyllenhaal?
I think that's
so.
Jake. Yeah.
Fuck my life.
You heard it here, guys. Kate is not a fan of the remake.
No, you can't redo Patrick Swayze.
This is true.
He's a legend.
I can't redo Patrick Swayze because I've never done Patrick Swayze.
Well, why don't you think about this? The fact that how old was he when, he was in all those movies with fucking underage girls? Well, they weren't underage, but,
Yeah, Little Darlings.
not little
Oh.
darlings. Dirty Dancing. How old was he in Dirty Dancing? And that girl in the movie was supposed to be, 17?
Yeah.
He's like this older guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That would be fine now.
Sad trombone.
Still hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah, what's Swayze done lately, though? That's what I want to know.
Isn't he dead?
Yes, that's the... Newsflash, Greg. Patrick Swayze's hanging out with with Ryan O'Neal now.
I told you I was freaking. Maybe they're doing.
They're also hanging out with Norman Lear because Norman Lear's dead too.
Yes.
They made a lot of good TV shows.
I mean-
he changed TV.
He did. There's no. I mean,
MASH.
MASH, the Jeffersons, all in the fucking family.
Oh, yeah.
Shut up, you.
Shut up, you. Would you like some milk with your eye, Mr. Davis?
I mean, come on. He made some of the most classic, and he never apologized.
Oh, that's what Patrick Swayze's doing. Return of the Living Dirty Dead Dancing. Dancing Dead.
Now
Wow,
I heard the time of. Is that
Worms
good?
in my eye.
And and all the. That's my sound of digging a grave.
Either that or someplace to bury this show.
Oh boy,
Where's that sound when I need it?
we're going to hell.
Oh, where's my sound?
How will you explain that?
I don't know. How do you explain that, Pedro?
Oh my god.
We're fucking high. There you go.
So yeah, Norman Lear, they're getting the people who are still around back together for a 40th anniversary reunion of MASH
Really?
on the anniversary of the last episode. You know, where she smothers the baby in the back of the bus.
Oh, yes.
Shut that chicken up! Oh, it's a baby.
Yes. Why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? I gotta tell you, I can't do freaking dude. What's his face? Does an amazing Alan Alda. God, I can't remember his name. Anyway,
I need a cricket sound. I fucking need the cricket sound effect.
he's one of my favorite comedy actors too. Anyway, but yeah, I mean that's a big. But I will say, I mean, he died at 101.
Yeah. 101! We should have talked about that on the 101 episode.
Right? Well, way to fucking not die during our 101, god damn it. Yeah, yeah, he kind of did.
He did.
We're in 102. We're in the fucking multiverse at this point. I have no idea what's going on. But anyway, yeah, big ups.
Fucking Patrick Swayze's doing dead, dirty dancing zombie films. I'm getting hit on by old ladies in grocery stores.
And fucking Lab Corpse. I don't know what the hell's going on. BBCs, BBWs. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, so good old Norman Lear. There is a shirt I have. Well, I wish I have. I'm gonna order it. It's a picture of George Jefferson, and it just says "Shut up, honky." Oh man.
Speaking of smut,
someone's been a naughty boy. Someone's grabbed behind. Someone pulled his pecker out, and now they're in a bind. Play with it.
He's a very naughty boy.
so let's pile another one on the P. Diddy lawsuit train.
Oh.
Apparently, back in the day,
Back in the days when I was young.
P. Diddy and his crew flew this girl from, I think, Los Angeles to New York, or maybe vice versa, but on the plane, gave her drugs, gave her alcohol, got her to the studio, and they gang raped her. Allegedly.
Jesus. We should just make a shirt on our site that just says Corey Feldman was right. All proceeds will go to the beat. I mean, I could think of a million horrible jokes, but we don't joke about.
Corey Feldman was right.
Yeah, because he put out that whole documentary about all the all the naughty boys that are out there. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch this documentary.
Oh, there was a whole story. He filmed this. He called it his truth because apparently, allegedly, Corey Feldman was tossed around freaking by all these, executives, and he claimed to being scrapity scraped and all that stuff.
Scrapity scraped.
Well, I'm just trying to be nice here. Rape.
Oh.
He was raped.
He was raped.
But Corey put out this documentary, doing all this stuff. He's like, I'm gonna expose everybody. It's my truth and stuff like that. And he tried to run it live, and it just shit the bed. I saw it. It was actually quite disturbing.
I'm sure it's all fucking true.
Yeah, but
I don't doubt him. I don't doubt that. Knowing what we're learning about all these fucking sickos in Hollywood and the music industry, none of it.
And I just don't get it. Maybe it's the power thing. Maybe it's all the wealth and the money. It's like, you're fucking P. Diddy, man. You could get anybody.
Yeah.
You're not a ghoul. You're not like a friggin', you're not like freaking Harvey Weinstein where he just looks like a fucking ghoul. I mean, I don't think you'd have a problem. Not saying that the Harvey Weinstein is something that is okay, but like you got to fly somebody all the way from L.A. to have a.
I don't get it.
Yeah, when the other people were doing it, was he in the background just going, "Oh, come on, oh, come on," like that's all he did.
All he does.
Fucking P. Diddy. All right, you're a scumbag too. Put you on the list. So yeah, be on the lookout at sackofsin.com. Corey Feldman was right.
Corey Feldman. We do need to make that shirt. So that's our dead and
naughty boy segment.
Death and debauchery section. We've got little news coming out of our favorite. Kevin Smith is apparently ready with a new movie with Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, he's going to the.
Do I need this, Kevin? I love you, Kevin. Not that you'd listen to this fucking piece of disappointing podcastery.
Who knows?
But I'll put him in the liner notes. Hashtag Kevin Smith or that Kevin Smith. But like, I don't know. Do we need another Jay and Silent Bob? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was really good. I enjoyed it.
It's fun, yeah.
Reboot was mid at best. and I'm a big fan. Even Clerks 3 was good.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
think Clerks 2 is better.
I mean, rewatching Clerks 3, it's been on like Stars or something like that. I've caught it a few more times after we saw it. It's kind of worn off on me. Like, I'm just like, it's really not that good.
You notice, I think some of his best stuff came before he started smoking weed.
Yeah.
So maybe now that he stopped smoking weed, we'll get some of that quality we got before Kevin was.
You liked Reboot way better than Strike Back? You're a silly, silly man.
Anyway, we still love you, Justin. It's okay.
I mean, come on, you got freaking I'm a noble rabbit. I love that.
I just think, it's like when a comedian stops doing drugs. It's like they're just not as not as funny.
Like
now
I said,
I think he got less funny when he started getting high. It was just like I just was like, okay, you're just being.
Well, I mean, like I said, Kevin Smith, I love all his stuff, and he's up and down. He's getting very sequel happy lately. Clerks 3, he wants to do Mallrats 2, now he wants to do Jay and Silent Bob 3. It's just like, I get it, dude. I get it.
When Justin and I were at the, I think it was at the punk rock flea market, right, Justin? There was a lot of talk about, like, Kevin was working on a movie in town at the time, and everybody was hush-hush about what it was, but maybe he's already started filming stuff.
I don't think it's that there's like a 420. He was coming out with a 420 movie or something like that.
Oh, well,
it's a different story. But like, look, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Kevin Smith. I love his stuff. But like, he's getting a little sequel happy.
Look, a sequel I can get behind. Apparently, Kurt Russell's teasing us with a Big Trouble in Little China 2.
What?
The girl with the jade eyes. Look, I love when they post these things on the sites, and you're like, oh my god, Big Trouble in Little China 2. You read the article, and it's like, he just said, well, I would not say we would never do it. It just depends on the right script and whether or not we get John Carpenter back to direct it.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, Carpenter's not leaving his fucking house, so you're not going to get him. What's he going to direct? Big Trouble in Little Big Trouble in John's basement.
Big Trouble in the guest room.
Right.
Yeah, I mean... I don't... those clickbait freaking articles, it's so funny. It's just like,
It wasn't even... It was on CBR.
Yeah, it's like so-and-so wants a part. No shit. So-and-so wants to be in Star Wars. It's like, yeah, you and about 100 other people,
Me too.
Yeah, what are you going to do? I mean, talking about that, let's do the...
Every moment you waste is another step closer to the ashes of Jeddah.
What is he proposing? What is he proposing? We got to get a better cut of that, but let's just take it off there.
I don't know. Really quick, the last bit of news. This kind of goes hand in hand with my Ferrari review later. Apparently, Adam Driver, which we watched the monologue on SNL, he's a funny guy. My favorite was when he goes, he's talking about his list of things he wants from Santa for Christmas. And he goes, I want people to stop coming up to me and saying, you killed Han Solo. I didn't kill Han Solo. Wokeness killed Han Solo.
Han Solo. He wanted. I mean, that's been well known that he wanted to be killed after like A New Hope. Oh, yeah. He was just like, "Could you please get me out of this goddamn thing?" But apparently,
God damn it. Well, we're gonna get to more. You know what? I'm gonna end it there because I want to hear all about what movie you watched.
Oh boy. John, you got any news? What? Yeah.
That was my news, man.
Yeah, you done did it.
So speaking of Harrison Ford, we got a little, where is it?
Can you find it? Do you know where it is?
No, I never know where the fucking late to the party is.
It's okay, because we got to...
You know what I know?
How will you explain that? A dead man in your bed still smelling of cum.
I can listen to that one all the time. Nah, I mean, we got to cut down that one anyway, because it is a little bit long in the tooth. But
it was listed as late, and I think I might have deleted it because it was so long.
That's all right. After we get off mic, we'll play around with the stream decks and figure things out. But I...
Oh.
Hey, I'll do it.
Okay.
Yes,
that's Greg. Greg was late to the party. I don't know how late to the party, but
I'm pretty late to the party. I mean, it's called I didn't want to spend the money on it, so I waited till it was on one of my streaming shows.
Okay.
Which, by the way, if you want to see Exorcist Believer, it's now on the Peacock. But that's not the one I saw. I saw that one already, and do with it as you will. Disney Plus told me that Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was on Disney Plus. So I said, I haven't seen this yet. Let me watch it. And let me tell you, I really, really enjoyed it.
I think I said when I saw it in the theaters, I was like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible.
It wasn't Crystal Skull.
No, it was not Crystal Skull, but it wasn't Raiders.
Oh, I mean, nothing's going to be Raiders.
No.
It's funny when you think about it. Like, they had shown a lot of those indie movies before this came out. So,
Sure.
like, obviously, Raiders of the Lost Ark, a fucking classic.
Always.
It started the whole thing. Temple of Doom, I used to love Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
I watched it recently. I'm like, this sucks. Like, it's not good. Like, I don't know. It was just, oh, wait, hold on. Wait, this just in.
That was a snapper.
That was a snap-a-doo. Yeah, no, Temple of Doom, it's good. I mean, you got Short Round. It's still good, but it's not. I was like, man, it's not as good as I used to think it was. Last Crusade, awesome.
I think Indiana Jones set the bar for those adventure movies.
Yeah.
When you like, they had your low rent Indiana Jones too.
Yeah, I mean they.
Alan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
Oh yeah,
That's
like
like
Romancing
low-
the Stone.
That's like stop. We do not disparage the Romancing the Stone. John Wilder, John Wilder.
Oh, I love freaking
Fucking love
Romancing
that
the
movie.
Stone. It's great.
And the sequel.
Yeah. Last Crusade.
Yes, Justin. Something snapped out of that hole.
Yeah. Last Crusade. I watched that again recently, and that whole beginning with
River Phoenix.
River Phoenix. I was like, man, he would have been a great that would
Well,
have been
did you watch
perfect.
the Young Indiana Jones series that was on TV?
No.
It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Crystal Skull, I don't think I've seen it to this day, or I've seen parts of it. It's really bad. But so going into this, I had very low expectations because people were like, bombs. Well, it cost $300 million to make that movie.
And 200 that was Harrison Ford's salary.
But when you look at it, I'm like, okay, there was a lot of special effects in there. I could see it, costing quite a penny.
Sure.
But watching it, I was like, first of all, the whole de-aging in the beginning reminded me of The Last Crusade.
Yeah.
That whole beginning. And it didn't bother me as much as he did have a little denture mouth. He would talk a little bit like this.
Denture mouth always gets me.
A little denture mouth. But the whole de-aging thing didn't bother me.
Okay.
That whole segment in the beginning was I was glued to my seat. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Cut to him, old man Harrison Ford. I'm too old for this shit.
Grumpy guy.
And then once it got going, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time watching it. And they always go back to the Nazis.
Always with the Nazis.
Old Thrawn was in there, but he was a Nazi.
How do you not see that coming?
How do you not see that coming? Thank you.
I know where that button is.
Thank you. Yeah, but when they go through the fucking
Dude, the movie's like a year old. Do we
Yeah.
need the spoiler warning for this?
just hey man, I just saw it yesterday. I didn't know. Didn't get spoiled on me, but they finally get the whole thing, and they're gonna go back in time. Lars Mikkelsen, whatever the fuck his name is, goes through, and he's like, we're gonna go back and do the Nazi thing again, and they show up, and it's like the fucking. It was
Ancient Greece.
Yeah, they didn't counter for transatlantic whatever, but that whole sequence, they get sucked into that thing, and he's coming out, and they're like, how the fuck did they get it? I was like, oh my god, this is really. I was glued. So it was a pleasant surprise. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely give it a 4 out of 5.
Oh yeah. I think I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
I was just surprised that it got so much hate or people chooched about it. I'm like, what? And I put it up on the TikTok. I was like, I don't understand all the chooching. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That's really the only movie I saw. I was hoping to see Killers of the Flower Moon, because it was coming out. It's on demand now, but it's going to be on Apple TV Plus like super soon.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm like-
have the screener of that too, but I saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
But in my let me make sure my mic is my mic working good.
Yes. Talk about screeners.
Screeners. I watched. I'm going to start with Ferrari because it's going to be quick and short on this one.
Ferrari.
Maybe I just don't give a shit enough about Ferrari and Ferrari cars to like get invested in this movie. Look, Adam Driver's great in it. Every time Shailene Woodley's on the screen, I'm just like, she's Divergent.
Yeah.
You've got, who else is in this movie? Let's look at the cast. You've got Adam Driver, Penelope Cruz, who is Penelope Cruz. I think it's funny you got Patrick Dempsey in there.
Patrick Dempsey. Okay.
Whatever. It just didn't hold my attention. I watched it.
It was no Ford versus Ferrari. It was just
actually,
Ferrari.
you know what? It wasn't. I think Ford versus Ferrari was a lot better. Because even when I was watching it, Kate's like, wait, is that the one with Christian Bale? And I was like, no, that's Ford versus Ferrari. This is just Ferrari. It's all about, the guy who created Ferrari. But it doesn't even start off at, like, the beginning. They tell a lot of that, like, how it got started shit as, like, flashbacks and stories. And I'm like...
Yeah, and, movies like that where... I never really got into those movies of, like, somebody who invented something. I still want to see Air, which I haven't seen. The Matt Damon, Ben Affleck thing.
I don't think I have a copy of it.
Yeah, it was like...
It's on my digital screener list, but not on my actual
I'm sure
list.
it's been out for a while, so I'm sure it's on one of those screener things. On one of the streamers. But, like, movies about, like, maybe the Social Network. Like, if there's an interesting story that goes along with it, kind of like Air or Ferrari. But, like, so the guy made Ferrari. Big deal. Are we going to, It was like that movie you did where it was like the guy who invented Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Like, that... Okay,
it's an interesting story.
Interesting story, but not something I'm gonna fucking watch a movie
the
about.
Of the three movies I watched, the second one I watched that is number 2 on my likability of movies that I watched.
Oh,
was Wonka with Timothy Chalamet.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Look, no spoilers.
Nope.
It was a fun movie, a fun family movie. Mm-hmm. It had catchy, fun songs, a great little like. Tender heart story to it. It's the prequel to the Gene Wilder Wonka, and you see a lot of that in it. In the trailers, you've seen him doing the like telling the story, and they go, "Wait, scratch that, reverse it."
Yeah,
and that's right out of the Gene Wilder one. But you get to see some of where settings that were, oh, that's the thing, that's from the factory in the Gene Wilder one. Oh, I remember that's where that becomes this in the Gene Wilder one. So. It's very. I will honestly give it 4.5 stars. I went into it like expecting to hate it.
Wow. Okay.
As someone who fucking loves the Gene Wilder one, look, you're not going to be walking down the street singing like, the magical boat ride, and you're not going to be quoting the Oompa Loompa songs because watch the movie and find out what's up with the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
But I honestly give it strong 4, maybe even 4.5 stars because I had a lot of fun watching it. I fucking hated the Tim Burton one, so I don't even consider that part of like Tim who.
Yeah, we have our whole theory about Tim Burton, how he's just
But
I'm sad, I'm goth. You're married to Helena Bonham Carter, and you're fucking 60. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly was just like I was thinking, Timothy Chalamet is gonna annoy the shit out of me. He didn't. He did a really nice. Job with it. I didn't find myself going like, well, he's no Gene Wilder.
Well,
Who is though?
Yeah, we
I
talked.
Mean, what's he doing lately?
Gene Wilder? Yikes! Hanging out with his wife.
He's food for the cocoa beans.
Oh boy!
Oh, hanging out with his wife. Ow!
Oh yeah. Well, they're finally together.
Oh god.
Oh, Gene Wilder. He was such a sweetheart. Yeah. I mean, we talked about before we got on mic about my theory about going into it because the reviews I've heard besides yours was that if you're going into this movie looking for the Gene Wilder one, you're not going to get it.
Not getting it.
If you're looking for a fun family, take the kids, sing along, happy. It's the guy who did
Always
Paddington.
Look on the bright side.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you love Paddington, and I love Paddington, and Paddington 2, so good.
I keep hearing about this from like respected people. Like I'm like,
you need to watch Paddington and Paddington 2, dude. Anyway, it's that same vibe. You can tell it's made by the same people. It's got that just fun family. You know how you're watching a movie and you're just going, oh, I'm just fucking waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah.
Everything, it's one of those like, hey, everything works out.
Yeah.
And that's how he looks at everything in this movie. It's like, everything will work out. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So, we had the theory about, like, because people saying it's a good family, you got to go into it not looking for the Gene Wilder one. I said, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I was saying, like, I'm going to go into it being like, this is what he was like before he got all jaded and went and old
why
Howard.
He got jaded.
Yeah, and
but
he went old Howard.
You don't even get the why he got jaded in this either.
Well, I mean, you kind of get it in
it
the
ends on an up note.
You kind of get it in the Gene Wilder one, where it's just like all these people are trying to steal his stuff, so he's just like, I'm going to go hide and do a Howard Hughes and pee in cans. Now, did he pee in cans in the Gene Wilder one? I don't know, but I would assume. I would assume that he did.
That's where all the other Oompa Loompas came from. The third thing I watched was probably one of my favorite. Like, Kate and I have been like binging Christmas movies, and we watched a couple that I'm going to stay away from talking about the Christmas movies because people don't like to hear about those. But like, we watched a couple that were just really surprised me.
Okay.
At how good they were going to be. Even Kate was like, we finished this one, and she's like, I did not expect that to be that good. And I was like, me neither, especially for like a, Hallmarky type, low budget. It was a one from last year that was on Amazon Prime that was actually an MGM Plus Christmas movie. And I was like, but it's on Amazon Prime as part of the Prime membership. And I was like, oh, that was really good, man. And she's like, yeah, I did not expect to be that good. The one that I was watching that just fucking sucked me in, Merry Little Batman. You've got it's animated. You've got Luke Wilson doing the voice of Batman / Bruce Wayne.
Wow.
He has a kid, his own little spawn, not like an adopted whatever. It's his own kid who's running around the house dressed up like Batman, chasing a cat named Selena.
Not to be confused with Damian Wayne.
That's right. And his name is Damien. I'm pretty sure it was Damien. Is it Damien? Yeah.
Well, there's the whole Batman Brave and the Bold where, Damian Wayne is his, illegitimate kid with Talia al Ghul. That's what they're doing the whole Batman Brave and the Bold about.
Right.
He was the Robin, but he was like a fucked up Robin, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, I'm going to put that on my list along with the,
James Cromwell doing Alfred. It was animated.
Yeah.
Of course. But like the animation style was more of like it wasn't like a super high flashy CGI, and at some points there was one or two little like slow points where I was like, ugh. but they mixed animation styles, like I feel like that's become super popular. Bumpuses. I feel like it's become really popular for these animated movies to mix animation styles within one feature.
Yeah.
But I don't know who these other people are.
I don't know either.
Giannis I don't know who, as Damien.
Old James Cromwell.
And it was a lot of fun. It was really, I wasn't expecting much. I was actually expecting to put it on and 10 minutes in be like, all right, fuck this shit.
I'm going to put that on my list along with the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special to watch every year.
Oh,
Kevin
Bacon?
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon?
The Kevin Bacon.
Justin says there's something in the barn. Wasn't that great.
There's something in the barn. I don't even know what that movie is.
Fucking dogs. Anyway, that's my movies for the week.
Yeah, so we can go into our the little we went from the big screen to the small screen. Somewhat.
I don't have anything new TV wise.
I did see 2 shows. I did see that. Well, I mean, first we could talk about Fargo. The latest episode of Fargo. Okay now. That just keeps getting better and better.
Did you expect that one cop guy? Spoilers. Where's the fucking spoiler button?
Don't drink the milk. Fine. It's spoiled.
I'm gonna spoil the shit out of you.
Don't drink the milk. Why not?
I won't give the grandma, but
I won't give a gram. Did you expect that one cop with the broken arm to be her son? And his son?
No.
That one, when she smacks him, she's like, of all the people, you, and she smacks him, and he's like, oh, "Come on, mom."
Yeah.
He doesn't say, "Come on, mom." He's like,
First of all, how creepy were those freaking Nightmare Before Christmas masks?
Oh my god!
I was like, dude, where do I get those?
That was like an episode of Home Alone.
Oh yeah,
and that's what, not to backtrack, but the Very Merry Batman. That's part of the plot of this whole thing. Is like there's these people going around robbing all the houses to steal Christmas for the Joker.
Of course.
And it's like he just sets all these traps and shit on them.
I mean, who doesn't love a good Christmas trap? Who doesn't love a good sledgehammer to the face? But yeah.
Oh, that sledgehammer to the face, and he's like, oh, shit.
You're my wife. But yeah, I mean, those masks were super. I was like, how do I get one of those masks? Those are creepy as fuck. That whole thing, and the whole time, John Hamm's son, who's the son of
Sorry.
I was like, who is he? Like, I know that actor.
And
Stranger Things.
oh
Scoops,
wow,
Scoops Ahoy.
that's Scoops Ahoy. Holy
It's
shit.
it's Scoops Ahoy. I was like, I'm watching the whole episode with Manal, and I was like, I know he's so familiar. Like, what is his name? Steve from fucking Stranger Things.
Let's see, starring. Which one is he?
You got to IMDb this shit, man. I don't know what these people look like.
Okay, I will continue on about Fargo.
But yeah, that whole thing with and the husband is just like freaking clueless, like it just, and he's still like the mother is just it's just really really good.
I'm trying to find.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, it definitely is Fargo. Oh, those are. Yeah,
I'm just gonna go Fargo.
Yeah, you can go into that, and then there's the show. Oh, look at the ham! Who ordered the ham, baby?
Ham with the nipple rings.
Oh yeah, delicious. But yeah, you look at the cast.
But see, this is the first one.
Yeah, it's got everybody in there. But it is the guy Steve from Stranger Things, and I watched the whole thing, and I'm like, I know him, and then I was like, I had to look it up, and I was like, holy shit, he's really, really good in it. So yeah, if you people have not checked out the Fargo season 5, I'm glad that you brought that back up to me, that you were watching it again, because I'm like, now I'm glued in. That was the other one. The other one I saw, which was a Paramount Plus. I mean, did you have anything else that you wanted to say about Fargo season 5?
Joe Carey.
Joe Carey.
Joe Carey.
He's a handsome gentleman.
Kery. Yeah. I love Fargo because I love that each season kind of stands alone. And apparently, and I don't know how true this is, I've never really looked into it, each season's story is based off of something real that happened.
Yeah, they said this happened in Minnesota around 2019.
Yeah, and out of respect for the dead...
It's told exactly how it happened, but out of respect for the living the names has changed. So,
which, even if they're pulling my fucking leg on that, it's still genius. And it gets, I feel like shit like that gets you a little bit more invested if you're like a true crime person.
Yeah, I'm not really like, if it's based on a true story, I could give a fuck. Just tell me a good story.
Hey, Dragnet.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it was. I highly recommend anybody who's kind of fell off the Fargo bandwagon, that TV show.
Yeah.
Lou from Sub-Zero was the one that always was going, oh, watch Fargo. And I'm like, really? But it was freaking awesome. The other TV show that I saw,
what? Tell.
Which was, it was a quick one. It was only 4 episodes. They're about like a half hour each. If you're a fan of the Getty Lee and the Rush,
no,
I know you're not, but he has a little show out on Paramount Play called "Are Bass Players Human Too?"
No. Next.
How dare you? How dare?
Grr,
but
he's a bear.
He basically goes to these other bass players, these kind of famous bass players, and then they go around their lives. They talk about music, about bass, and then they show like the first episode was Les Claypool, who's a fucking legend, But he goes to his house. He's got a vineyard. He has this. It's so cool. He's up in the California. It kind of pisses you off a little bit because you're like these famous people. You're like, your fucking lives are awesome. He goes out. Les Claypool. He goes to his. He's got like all this land, and he shows Getty how to use a crane because he's doing his stuff. And then they go to like Les owns a vineyard that's that has his own wine, and they sell hot dogs, like gourmet hot dogs. And he's just
gourmet glizzies,
baby. And it's just, you're like, man, Les Claypool is the coolest motherfucker. And then they show the guys who, if you're a musician and especially a bass player, anybody who plays bass, it's like you got to watch the show. It's just it's bass nerd shit.
What's it on?
It's on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So-
I'm sure you said that, and I just forgot it because I'm a moron. I didn't even know the lady was hitting on me in the grocery store.
Exactly. I didn't, So first one was Les Claypool. Second one was Robert Trujillo from Metallica.
Okay.
That
And
one was
Suicidal Tendencies.
that was okay. Yes. Oh yeah. They touched a little bit, but like they show his son. His son is a great bass player too, and they show his house. It's kind of like Cribs. Like he just goes to their houses, and you're like, man, they live in these cool houses. The third one was Melissa Oftmeier from Hole and from she lives in Hudson, New York. Way out there. She's got like this huge. She gave up music basically. She was in Hole, then she was in Smashing Pumpkins for a hot minute, and then she decided to have a family. And then the last one was Chris Novoselic, who is a strange motherfucker. Oh yeah, he lives out in like the tip of Washington State, and his wife makes his own clothes for him, and he lives in this big barn. He's got goats, like all this shit. You're just like, it's weird, man. Skibbity
toilet.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want some of what Justin's smoking. He's smoking from the skibbity toilet.
What the skibbity toilet is going on here?
What the skibbity toilet's going on here? Let's go to Mayor Bass.
If you're a Rush fan, if you're a bass player fan, if you're geeking after that shit, it was cute. It was nice. And then the last one I wanted to talk about was, and you said you're all caught up on it. I just started it. Was Bookie.
Oh, it's
on
a
Max.
very fun show.
It's got Sebastian Maniscalco in it. What are you doing?
Why does the money smell like shit?
Oh my god, that was funny as hell. And he gives his kid $20, and he's like, "Oh god."
Oh, wait, so you haven't gotten to the episode where they're on the porn set?
No, I just started it. It's got Sebastian Maniscalco in it. Charlie Sheen makes an appearance.
Oh god, and Charlie Sheen makes an appearance as Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, as you do. But yeah, it looks. I just started it, and I was like, I gotta tell John about it because it looks really funny. And you're like, I've caught up and watched them all.
I think I was gonna talk about it last week, but I in the interest of time, was just like, nah.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? So yeah, those were the only shows. I mean, those are the shows that I pretty much watched.
I don't think I have any new shows I've watched. There hasn't been much new. I'm again, you're not a fan, but the new episode of Doctor Who is very interesting.
I heard you. Well, I know you are.
Message-wise, not even the one that everybody's up in arms about, the fact that the one trans character. This one
stop with the trans shit. Like, why are people so upset?
For those who are Doctor Who fans, you got old NPH Neil Patrick Harris playing the toy maker.
Oh.
So it was good for that, and it kind of like alludes to some new things. We'll have to wait until the next. I can't wait for all the fucking closed-minded motherfuckers who get mad at the fact that the new Doctor's black.
I mean, come on, stop.
First a woman, now a black guy. What the hell's this world coming to? And now they got the trans people on here. Fuck it, I give up. And it's like, fuck you, I don't want you to watch that, okay?
I don't think, not to stereotype, but I don't think a lot of Midwestern people are watching fucking Doctor Who.
No.
But
it was people in England too that were complaining about the trans character shit.
I could see some old cranky Englishmen saying,
"Yes, bully, back in my day, Winston Churchill."
Anyway.
There's no other new TV I'm really watching. I'm all caught up on my other shows. Some of them I'm really. That show I was watching, Beacon 23. I am fucking hate watching that right now.
Beacon 23.
Yeah, it's on. I don't even know what it's on at this point. It's on one of those fucking channels, and it's got the woman who plays the queen on Cersei Lannister on Game of Thrones. She's in it.
Oh,
but it's just like I can't fucking. Maybe I'm just not high enough watching the show or some shit like that.
My advice to you is to smoke more weed.
Okay, great. My doctor has prescribed it. Dr. Gilroy has said smoke more weed.
As your attorney. We can't go this way. It was bad country.
Anyway, what do we got in? Let me see. Hold on.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Chris Music News.
Yeah, Sans Trailers.
Tits indeed, people. Tits indeed.
Yeah, we didn't really see. I didn't see any trails. Usually, I'll post them up on the Hey Pal What's New Facebook page, but I did not see any. Oh, that was lame.
I mean, they posted a clip from Rebel Moon, and I didn't want to talk about the news, but like they're doing a lot of these shows that are supposed to come out on like this date and that date. They're airing the night before.
Yeah.
Okay, Rebel Moon's not coming on the date you said it's coming out the night before. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the music stuff goes, let's see. We talked about Kiss. There really isn't a lot of new stuff out there. I will point out a few things.
Go.
2 singles and a whole live album.
That sounds like a porn.
Yeah, 2 singles and 2 girls, 1 cup. It's actually 2 guys, 1 girl. The first one is old Guns N' Roses. They came out with a new song. Okay. They've been doing the whole single thing like everybody else is doing. They've been dropping a few singles. They have a new song out called The General, and I might say... Garbage Day! Huh? No! Yeah, it's... I will say, I love Absurd. That was the single, the first one they came out with.
Okay.
Old School was like, eh. Then they came out with Better. Is it Better? I don't know. It was a better song. This General song, holy shit, dude. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just, I don't know. It wasn't my particular brand of vodka. I did not like it. On the other side, we keep talking about Green Day. They have a new album coming out, Dilemma.
Yep.
They released a single, Dilemma, which you see up there.
Yeah.
It's good. I put it on the playlist. Before we were talking about, the old...
put it in my light songs list.
The old punkle. A bunch of punkles. This one was, it's got a nice drive to it. It sounds like old Green Day. I'm like, all right, guys, this is more of what I like about you guys. I like when you experiment a little bit. You do your other stuff, but like, this sounds like old school Green Day. But other than that, the only one I want to give a mention to is we talked about the Designated Driver podcast, how we had that one guest, Rory Kelly.
Rory.
She came out with a single a few weeks ago, and then I saw her friend. She had recommended this other singer songwriter called Delia Stanley. Yes, Delia Stanley. She's a Kevin Smith fan, so we had her on the podcast. She played live. She's a singer-songwriter acoustic. Really good. You would really like her voice.
We'll have to check her out. Is she on our playlist now?
She's on our playlist. I did add one song called High. She came out with she moved down to South Carolina, and she put out a single a while ago, and I haven't really heard anything from her since. She put out this live album. It's Delia and Friends, the live album. Just came out. It's a bunch of her original songs. I've never heard her with a full band. She's done a lot of solo singer, songwriter, acoustic stuff.
This song's called Higher.
Yeah.
This is one of those tunes that's about
jump ahead.
It's got a nice. Wait till you hear her voice. You'll take her. Her voice is so good. It's got a real good sound.
Set a spell, take a seat. Culture's known for bad souls and bare feet. Watch now, the conversation goes quick as the train.
I've known her. I follow her on Facebook. And, I didn't even realize she came out with a live album. And I'm like, damn, and I've never heard her with a full band. She's been ever since she moved down to the Carolinas,
South Carolina North.
South, in like Wilmington, I think I want to say Wilmy.
Okay.
She's one of those girls too that plays every single fucking night down there. I'm like, how do you? I can't get a gig up here once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
But yeah. She's got a new live album out. So if you check out Delia Stanley, she's on our playlist. She's got a couple of other like singles and stuff, but this is her with a full band. I highly recommend it, man. It's a good, really well recorded. The band sounds great. Her voice sounds great. So yeah, check it out, definitely. And that's really all I have for music. Everything else is all re-release kind of stuff.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg.
hits.
Yeah, everything else was like live at the Royal Albert Hall.
I know the Dead South has another song. They are releasing. They're doing that fucking like we're gonna release another song. We're gonna release another song.
I don't know.
They have a release countdown to their new album, Chains and Stakes.
Oh yeah, I see it on here. A Little Devil, Tiny Wooden Box.
Yeah, Tiny Wooden Box is good. I haven't listened to A Little Devil. It came 3 days ago. I just haven't had a chance to give it a good sit down listen. Once I've listened to it, I like it. But I like them.
Yeah.
I really just wish they would fucking come on tour, like someplace I can see them, because I'd love to catch this band live.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, touring right now.
I've looked at their tour list, and
it's something we can always definitely talk about.
The closest is Pittsburgh.
Okay.
They got Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Silver Springs in Maryland at the Fillmore.
Okay.
Philadelphia, Norfolk.
We've done the Philly run.
Charlotte. At the Fillmore in Charlotte.
Could always go see my brother.
In Charlotte?
My brother lives in Charlotte, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
I can't. That's the day we will be doing the Toy and Collectible Fair with Justin up in Newburgh.
Yeah.
February 18th, we'll be promoting the podcast with old Tolley.
Yes.
Come by and say hi, and I'll take a picture with you with my thumb up your ass.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, good things.
You have to give consent first, though.
Exactly. So, yeah, good things. I mean, we did it again. Like I said, check out our Patreon if you want to hear more about Depeche Mode. We're starting to put content on there. Like my buddy said, we are going to be hitting the road soon.
Yeah.
We're going to be hitting a lot of toy fairs. Just getting ourselves out there, trying to get to, Sack Us In right now. We're just trying to figure that out. So we're going to be releasing stuff on that in the new year. We're always looking for new artists. So if you want to submit your stuff, go to sackusin.com. The store, the merch store is up, and
I'm guaranteeing by tonight Greg will have the shirt that says Corey was right.
Oh, I'm getting.
It's got to have a picture of him on it too.
Oh yeah, I'm getting on it right now. We're gonna put that up there, but you'll be happy to know since episode 100, the Jackpot Geordie shirt is back up.
Nice
on the thing. So if you do put the promo code SACKUP, SACKUP, you do get 20% off your order.
20%.
20.
Wow, dude, Honey doesn't even get me 10% off on most sites, and you're giving these people 20%.
I mean, get a Yikes shirt, get a Jackpot Geordie shirt, get a Hey Pal, what's new? Fun fact tote bag. Now it's ours. Nice. All that good stuff. So yeah, we really appreciate your support, and just like. I used to be an athletic supporter.